Hello everyone, my name is Chance and I'm just here to kind of give you an encouraging word and a message from the Lord. There's nothing like serving God because He is always there to help you, to provide for you and protect you. And if you begin to listen to Him, He will direct your life in an amazing way. Eventually at some point on this channel, I plan to get into some more in-depth parts of my testimony, but today I just wanted to come on here and start my first video and just share a little bit of an encouraging word to you. And it comes out of the book of Zachariah, chapter 10, which is in the Old Testament of the Bible. And the scripture says, "Ask the Lord for rain in the springtime. It is the Lord who sends the thunderstorms. He gives showers of rain to all people and plants of the field to everyone." So I believe that God brought you here today specifically for a reason, or otherwise you wouldn't even be watching this. God is directing you just like He has directed me, just like He has directed everyone that's ever been alive and ever will be alive. And perhaps maybe you've been praying to the Lord for something. You've been seeking God out for an answer, and maybe you've even been struggling with it. Maybe you've had a hard time because you feel like God's giving you a dream. You feel like God's giving you a hope. He's giving you a promise, but yet you're not quite seeing anything with your physical eyes. You have to remember that walking with the Lord, walking with Christ, is by faith. It is not by sight. But if you come to God in prayer, prayer can change anything. It can change any situation. It can change any person. It can change anything. There's nothing that prayer cannot affect. There's nothing that prayer cannot change. And one of the most amazing things about prayer is that there could have perhaps been somebody in your family, maybe a mom, a dad, a relative of some sort, perhaps maybe even somebody you never met that was 3 or 4 generations ago that prayed, that said, "Lord, I want you to bless my family, not just my family now, but currently into all generations." And God has led you and given you a promise, but you can't see it yet. I want to give you some hope out of the book of Zachariah, that if you'll take it to the Lord in prayer and ask God to give you rain in springtime, because in springtime is when things begin to sprout. God has seasons. He has ebbs and waves. And in the winter season, like we're currently in, which I hate cold, you can see how I'm dressed, and I'm inside with the heat on, things begin to die. But that's all part of God's plan, because some things in our life do need to die. And in springtime, things begin to bloom. They begin to grow. So there's a specific time that God operates. There's a specific time to how God moves. So spiritually speaking, in your life, if you come to the Lord and ask Him, "God, I've been through a winter. I feel like things are dying in my life. I even kind of maybe feel like the promise that you've given me is dying." If you ask the Lord to bring you rain in springtime, I can assure you that He's going to send you the thunderstorms. That's what the scripture says. He ain't going to send you no drizzle. He's going to send you that rain that you see, that you're like, "Hey man, I don't even want to come out the house. It's pouring down rain today." Because that's how good God is. So just stay in faith. Don't give up. Don't get discouraged. Don't allow what you cannot see to affect the promise that God's given to you. Because I assure you, He's going to come through if you stay in faith. May the Lord bless y'all.